Hello ladies, welcome back. This is the 5th video of the garden journal project, and today I'm going to be making a floating pocket assemblage. I've used the Edith Holden pages to make mine, but you can use any book page that you think is appropriate, and there are 3 tags already in it. This is the finished version. And this is going to go inside your journal, just clip to the side page, or you can stick it in. I shan't be sticking mine in because I like the picture on the back. But if you had a page that had an insignificant back, then that would be fine to stick it in. I've also added a ledger page to each of the signatures, because I think when you do make garden plans, you do have expenditure to cope with. So I've used a ledger page, and I'm not going to tea dye it because if I do, the ink on the page will run and I won't be able to see anything on it. I think that looking at this journal, the best place for my page will be in here, clipped in like so. And then I can decorate this flap if I want to. There's a similar one in the other signature. And these are very easy to make. All you have to do is take 2 pages, 2 book pages. It makes sense to fit them in to your journal first, just to make sure that they don't hang over the edge with writing on or a picture that you want to keep. So take just 2 pages. I like the picture on the back. I don't really want to start covering that up because it's so pretty. So I'm going with the words like so, and then the 3rd page you're going to fold up and cut if you wish. I didn't on the first one because I didn't want to go into the picture proper, but you can on here, and that's going to be fitted on there, and then you're going to have 1, 2, 3 pockets, 3 big one there, 1 in there, 1 in there. It's as simple as that. And what I did, I sewed around all of it in this case. And on this one I used some special tape. Which was very easy to do because it sticks on. You just peel off the backing and stick it on. I thought that looked rather sort of gardeny, very appropriate for a garden journal. So this one I will stitch around. I want the pocket on this one, so I'm going to leave the top unstitched. If you have a sewing machine and you want your zigzags to be close together, you need to shorten the stitch. That's all. Have a little practice on a piece that doesn't matter first, on material or on paper. You just have a little practice. I've just noticed that I haven't inked around that little cutout, which looks a bit odd. So I'm just going to do that now. There we are, done. So I shall take that up to the sewing machine and stitch around that one, and then I'm going to place it into one of the signatures, the opposite one to the other one, of course. And then I'll be back. I've sewn around the pocket and I'm happy with that. This one has got a space at the top for whatever, a large tag or a list of something. You have a lot of lists when you were gardening. And now I'm going to decorate it. I've looked out some bits and pieces here that I thought would look nice, and these are they. I thought I would do something like this. I like this maroon colour. Maybe it would look nice just under there, like so. So I'll do that one first. See if it will play ball. I think it's my favourite colour, this wine colour. And it's not because I like wine either, because I don't really. I'm not that keen on things made with grapes. Now I hope that doesn't stick to the cloth. Because plenty of things go wrong, don't they? Okay, now I'll do this one. I added some acetone or nail varnish remover to the glue because it was getting very sticky. And it's very hard to deal with when it's like that. Now I think this Fabri-Tac will be good enough for these two bits. But if it isn't, I'll have to get the hot glue. I'll put a good lot on. And we'll see, won't we? This one wasn't quite as fancy, and I actually like it like that, so I'm going to leave it like that. I don't want to put anything on here because then it'll get in the way of the tags when I put them on, and it'll catch. Let's hope that's sticking on. So while that's drying, I'm going to turn my attention to this page here, which is where it's going to sit. And I'm going to stamp a pair of Wellington boots onto this flap. I've got a nice green ink pad, which I've had for some time. It's from Stampabilities, and it might prove me wrong this afternoon, but always in the past it's been a nice wet one, you know, so it's always had a good result. So let's see if it still has. I'm not going to put it down on that nice cloth that Sharon gave me because I don't want to ruin it, but I'm going to try. Looks wet, doesn't it? This is a good stamp because it doesn't have a lot of little intricate bits that might get missed. But the good thing is I haven't sewn the page in and there's nothing else on it, so if I do muff it up I can take another sheet. Because these wooden stamps, I did this one myself, but the wooden ones you can't put in the stamping book, you know, the one where you can overdo it. If it doesn't work quite well the first time, you can lift the flap and do it again. Well, that's a good one. That's a relief. See, it's a good stamp, isn't it? I might go with those again because the other sort don't always work as well. And it's a big one too. If you compare it with the StazOn, that's all right. That's black one, that works okay, but this is bigger. So yeah, I've had that a while. And they're often green, aren't they, wellies? Now, let's hope it's stuck. So that's going to go in there, like so. And that's the other side of it. And then I can put a couple of tags in there, or whatever I want to do. I think it'll fit just right. And the wellies reflect from the other page as well. So I've got a bit of continuity there. This lovely tag, I think Judith Taylor Richardson Wright made this one. And it's lovely, isn't it? I think it's very appropriate for this journal, so that's going to go in there. Thank you, Judith. And that's one that I made recently, and that's going to go in there. And we'll see about the other spaces later. Now, these adorable little bulldog clips I got from Tim Holtz, I think it was. So I'm going to clip that down to hold it in place. And I'm going to call that done for the time being. I'm going to find a space to put this one in the other part of the signature. So I'm going to do a similar thing with the other signature. Here's the pocket I made with the beautiful picture on the back. That's going to sit in there, and because it's got some little birds here, I'm going to add a bird table stamp on this side so they can have a drink. This time I'm going to use the black stamp pad and hope that that works as well as the other one did. Not so good, was it? Not so good. And I don't think it'll be any better if I do it again. So I'm going to leave it. Can't go over it because I'll get a double image. And I can't use the stamp, what I call the stamp book, because it's too thick. It's just about acceptable. So that will go in there. And again, I will use these little clips from Tim Holtz. They're beautifully shiny, not like the ordinary ones at all. And this time I'm going to clip it to the top. I think one will do. And into the second signature that will go. So that was my little project for this time. You won't have the same stamps or the same stamp pads as me, but you will have something similar, I'm sure, and it might give you a few ideas. There's the first one. And there's the second one. Thank you for watching, ladies. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give me a like and a subscribe if you haven't already. And it would be lovely if you left a comment as well. I'm sure you thought of something while you were watching the video. Something to say, I mean. And it's not too late to join in. If anybody's watching and they would like to join in with this project, just go back to the first video and it'll explain how to get the kit. So bye bye for now.